A major communications crisis at the White House is jeopardizing President Joe Biden's re-election. All that and more now on Graf's Grievances. President Joe Biden's first term in office has objectionably been one of the most successful in American history. Remember, when Biden was inaugurated in January of 2021, the economy was on the brink. Unemployment stood at more than 6%, and black unemployment stood at more than 9%. In addition, 25,000 Americans were still dying every week from COVID-19, and just 2 million Americans were fully vaccinated against the deadly pandemic. Yet, a little more than 3 years later, not only has COVID been defeated, but the Biden economy is thriving and the envy of the rest of the world. Unemployment has been below 4% for 24 straight months, the longest stretch since the 1960s. In addition, inflation has tempered even as consumers spend briskly. Holiday sales in November and December reaching a record $964 billion in the United States. Biden's remarkable stewardship of the economy mirroring his historic legislative accomplishments. The president signing into law more bipartisan legislation than any president of either party in a generation, including that massive $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that has already dispersed hundreds of billions of dollars and created tens of millions of good-paying union jobs right here in America. President Biden also signing into law the first major gun safety legislation in nearly 30 years, incentivizing states to implement red flag laws and crack down on illegal gun purchases. With respect to the climate crisis, President Biden passed the largest investment in clean energy ever. The Inflation Reduction Act already spurring more than $360 billion in private sector clean energy investments. The accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration for the American people go on and on. Yet despite this unmatched record of success, Americans are not giving President Biden credit for what he has done. According to 538, just 39% of Americans approve of the job Biden is doing as president, while 56% disapprove. And I realize I have said this before, but we only get more evidence every week that Biden has a communications problem. The New York Times reporting this week that White House Press Secretary Kareem Jean-Pierre has increasingly been overshadowed by the lower-ranking John Kirby. A retired Navy admiral has for months regularly co-hosted Jean-Pierre's daily press briefings, often in answering more questions than she does. The awkwardness further compounded by the fact that Jean-Pierre is the first black woman and openly gay person to be named White House press secretary, while Kirby is a white man who has reportedly acknowledged he wants to be named press secretary. And look, I'm not sure Jean-Pierre is the right person to be Biden's press secretary, but Biden should not keep her in the job if he is going to have a former admiral looking over her shoulder daily. It's unquestionably disrespectful and distracts from White House messaging. The question of who speaks for the president is hardly Biden's only comms problem. His re-election campaign appears virtually non-existent. His website, joebiden.com, has zero information on anything he has done as president. It's like a joke. Is this 1999? If I'm on the fence and I'm considering voting for Joe Biden, I want to know what he's done and I want to be able to go to his website to learn about it. Meanwhile, if you go to donaldjtrump.com, you can learn about his mission, agenda for his second term, his upcoming appearances and events, along with how to join his campaign. And I know President Biden just joined TikTok this week after saying he wouldn't, but that's not gonna be enough.
Jason Kelsey or Travis Kelsey?
Mama Kelsey. I understand she makes great chocolate chip cookies.
Joining TikTok doesn't explain why Biden passed on the opportunity to sit down for a Super Bowl interview that would have reached hundreds of millions of Americans. With the media environment more fractured than ever, Biden needs to be everywhere, yet increasingly appears to be nowhere. People want to see their president. They want to know what their president has done for them. Biden's campaign needs to get him out and communicate through all of his channels, including his website, what he has done and what he will do in a second term. Thank you for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share. It really helps me grow this channel. And join me tomorrow for more.